Good morning and welcome to Money Wisdom, sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. I'm Natasha Lubchenko. We're teaching you smart ways to manage your money. And joining us now is Matt Pastor, a financial advisor at retirement and investment specialty firm Johnson Brunetti. Matt, welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So a lot of people inching towards retirement wonder, can I even retire in Connecticut? You know, in terms of affordability, wellness, weather, crime. What do you think?
Well, short answer, yes. I mean, I think it's absolutely doable. There are a lot of things that go into whether or not you should relocate or not. Many people want to move down south because of the weather, but there are a lot of things to take into account within your overall situation before you just say, you know what, let's pack up and head on out of the state of Connecticut.
Right. So let's talk about some of those things we should be accounting for when making the big decision. First one, are housing and taxes within my budget?
Absolutely. So if you simplify retirement, it comes down to three things. It's income, it's spending, it's savings. Spending is realistically the most important of those three. And taxes and just the upkeep of your property is going to play a significant role in this. In Connecticut, it tends to be high. But you also have to look at other areas of the country where, even going down south, where you may not be paying high property taxes or even state income tax, what other costs are going to be associated with that move, whether it's the cost to actually relocate or, you know, where's your family? And are you going to be spending more money traveling, which is not a bad thing, but are you going to be spending more traveling to come back up here to see your family?
All right, all things to think about. Now, healthcare, big thing to consider, especially in retirement when you might not be on your works plan anymore.
Absolutely. So it's no surprise that in the Northeast, and especially Connecticut, the cost of healthcare is more expensive than in other areas. But along with that, you also look at the quality of care you're getting. Now, I'm not going to say that if you relocate, the quality of care is worse, but that comes into play as well. Most people that are here in the state have been here for a very long time. They've established relationships, and I've said it before, we've said it a lot of times, the two biggest fears with retirement is running out of money and your health, or the cost of health care derailing your plan. So the costs and the quality you're going to get with your health care where you go is of vital importance.
Well, and you mentioned relationships too. That leads us to our next point here. A question people should be asking themselves is, do I want to be near my family?
Kids and community. Those are the two biggest things we talk about when it comes to relocating. Most people that are going to stay here in the state, it's because they have children here and also they have grandchildren here. And, you know, I say it, I already mentioned it, you know, if the Northeast, we're on the go all the time, we're working. If you're retired, you have a lot more free time on your hands. So you may relocate and save more money on taxes and cost of living, but if you are going to end up spending that money coming back up here to be closer to your kids and your grandchildren, I bring this up because, are you relocating just to lower your cost of living, or are you relocating because there's other reasonings behind it? If it's just because of cost of living, you may not actually be doing that if you don't take a look at the overall situation.
Right, there's lots to consider here. And now, last thing you say people should ask themselves is, you know, is staying active important to me?
Yes. You know, what do you want to do once you retire? Most people are used to working 40, 50, 60 hours, and now you need to find something to do during that time. For some individuals and couples, the transition is very easy. For others, not so much. So what you want to do in retirement, hobbies, travel, you name it, that's going to play a role in where you might want to relocate. My wife and I, we lived in South Carolina for 4 years. We're very big on outdoors and hiking. You couldn't hit every trail if you tried in that area. We love that, but it's got to be right for you. So all of these things come into play, and obviously activities and what you want to do in retirement is going to play a role
Absolutely.
as well.
And there is just a tremendous amount to consider when making this decision. If our viewers are a little overwhelmed and want to learn more about, you know, checking all those things off their list, how can they do it?
Yes, so go to moneywisdomtv.com. We have, surprisingly, we have a offer, retirement relocation checklist. Writing things down is important. The reason why I like this checklist is it gets you to kind of think about some of the things that you never really thought about, right? We always talk about cost, but what about the other components? You know, where are your kids going to be? What do you want to do in retirement? This checklist is really good because it kind of starts to ask you those questions so that you can answer them, so you can make the right decision if you want to stay in the state, which I encourage everybody to do, or if you want to relocate and go somewhere else.
It gets you thinking and gets it down on paper, which always helps, I find.
Absolutely.
All right, Matt Pastor from Johnson Brunetti, thank you. Again, that website is moneywisdomtv.com. For CT Style, I'm Natasha Lubchenko. We will see you next time.